Basically, you're going to sign a loan. And the bank is going to look for people with experience, one person with experience, and one person with net worth and liquidity. So you may need to find someone who will get on that loan with you. That's okay. You're going to end up having to give away some of your deal to do that. But the thing is, it's done all the time. And if it's a great deal, you're not going to have a hard time finding a sponsor. Anyway, okay, so submit that bid. Okay, see, look at how much stuff I've done before I've actually submitted the true bid. Look at how much I've done. And the reason why is because I've gotten a verbal confirmation of what they're going to sell it to me at. And now I've done all of this other stuff. And how long did it take me to do it? Guess what? I can do my financial due diligence in 3 hours. I can do I can identify my exit strategy in 5 minutes. I can identify my financing in 1 day. I can start checking in on my investors in 1 day. So I've got these things already happening by the time I put in that indicative bid. Now this is for notes, by the way. For an REO, I would have put in a letter of intent pretty much at the same time as I'm doing this. But remember, I'm only talking about 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, you know. But when it's a note, the indicative bid, it's called an indicative bid. That's really a letter of intent. The fuse is going to be a lot shorter, which means it's going to close a lot quicker. So what I will do, when I go to put in a bid on this loan, I already know exactly who I'm going to wholesale it to, and they're part of the bid. Because it's only going to be 10 days or even 20 days. And we'll talk about the timing in a second. So I barely put in offers on properties or notes. It's rare for me to put a physical letter of intent down on a property or note because I want to know that I'm going to close on that deal. Do I look at deals all the time and make offers? I do. I make them all the time. Many times they're verbal. Many times they're, back and forth. Sometimes they're a letter of intent, but I've never taken a purchase and sale agreement out on an REO or a property that I haven't closed except for one property in my entire, this whole time. Now, that is a great thing for me to be able to say to a broker. I've never not closed on a purchase and sale agreement. Now I've gone back to REOs. I want to be specific on the note process and the REO process and the purchasing process are not that different. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to notate the places where they really are very different. And this process right here with the submit your bid, that's the indicative bid, INDI, indica, I don't know. You guys get, so you don't have to be smart to do this business. You really don't. You don't have to talk well either. Someone spell it again? INDICATIVE. Indicative. Yeah. Sounds like I would love one. God, that would be awesome. All right. Then you do your final due diligence. And then you close. Now, one of the things now this is a note right now we're talking about, but if it were an REO or a property that you were going to take over, one of the things that I hear all the time is people mess up the idea that the management of the property and running this asset for the next 3 to 5 years is really where the process comes in. I mean, closing on it is a lot of work, absolutely. But managing it, remember, you're going to have this asset for 3 to 5 years. I mean, it takes time, some energy, so don't forget that process, that part of the process. A lot of times we get so focused on the ownership of it because you're in that stage of buying. You're in that stage of looking, buying, wanting to, but don't forget that if you're going to get someone who's going to, asset manage it and run it, that's going to be, where time is going to be taken up. And so if you have a partner who's going to end up managing it, they need to get a good amount of the ownership in it. All right. So let's look at this just quick with the REO step by step. And by the way, we will be able to have questions. I don't know where the mic is, but we can. Oh, there we go. So if you want to ask a question, you can always come up here. I will shut off that valve at different times and say no questions, please. And we won't be doing too much of that. But if you honestly think that there's something that is crucial to everyone else's experience that has been left out, ask the question. Do note, though, that this is going to be, I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff, so I might not have gotten to it yet. So for an REO, step by step, just quick, this is just a easy step by step, and then I'm going to dive into it. Find the property, run the numbers, determine your maximum allowable offer and strike price. By the way, strike price is what you can close this property for that works for you and what's going to work for the seller. That turns out to be the strike price. You're really the one who determines the strike price. Once you've determined a strike price, which means the highest you're going to go, do not go higher. Stick to your rule. You decided on that for a reason. Keep it there. That is your strike price. Then negotiate the contract. And then get it under agreement. Now I'm going to tell you what happens once you get it under agreement. Step by step by step. Okay, this is kind of small to read, but again, it should be in your book. I can't tell you how many times I get asked these questions of what is the process immediately following once you have a property under agreement. So I'm going to dive into that. And then we're going to take a break. We'll take a break at 10:30. And then we'll have 15 minutes. I got a lot of stuff to do. By the way, is it good information so far? Yes? Cool. By the way, I'm totally gonna groove off of your energy. So because I was kind of nervous about today, I didn't sleep well last night. Yeah, but that's okay. As Tim said, as I was walking up here, I said, yeah, I didn't sleep well last night. And he's used to me coming out and talking and knowing what it's like for me the night before. And he's like, well, you never do, and you never seem to run out of energy, so, which is true. I kind of wake up this way, which is kind of frightening, you know. I'm up. It kind of is. Except these guys see, I work from home.